Hello friends, good morning and today we are studying the second chapter's third topic, agriculture. What do you mean by the agriculture? Or agriculture that means all type of activity which done with the natural resources only. That is known as agriculture. That means it is the cropping process of this all type of grains and food grains and all other things which can be grown only with the help of the natural resources like water, land, soil, air, sunlight and the sun. These all are produced with the help of natural resources. That is known as agriculture. And do you know, friends, agriculture sector is an important sector of our country because of from ancient time period to till modern time period, all type of economic activities can be done with the help of the agriculture sector only. All type of industries and this all are getting our raw materials from the agriculture sector only. We all are getting food, flowers, all type of grains, vegetables, milk product, milk. This all we can get with the help of the agriculture sector. So it has an important role in our life, plus our economy, and plus our standard of living also. And for our national income, for export, it has play an important role. So first of all, we will discuss in this topic uh, what was the condition, what was the condition of the agriculture sector during colonial time period and from 1950 to 1990. What was the condition of the agriculture sector? So this thing we are discussing now. First one is the during colonial time period, colonial rules. There was neither growth nor equity in the agriculture sector. The policymakers of independent India had to address these issues which they did through land reform and promoting the use of high yield variety seeds from the Green Revolution. Okay, and they started Green Revolution in Indian agriculture. First one is the land reform. What they started? Land reform. Land reform. At the time of independence, the land reform system was characterized by the intermediaries. In the intermediaries, that means what? Jamidar, that is landlord, and there's all type of land. These peoples have the ownership of the land and lent to the tiller is based on an idea that cultivator will take more interest and they will have more incentive. A person who is doing one type of agriculture work, that person is not getting a large part of that income. A person who has the land, who is the owner of the land, to the tiller, that person will earn a large part of the land. And these peoples are the real owner of the land in the colonial time. After the land revolution, so many changes occurred by the policy makers. Okay, and tenants do not have incentive to make improvement to land since it is the landowner who would benefit more from higher output. The importance of ownership in providing incentives is well benefit more from higher output. The importance of ownership is providing incentives is well illustrated the carelessness with which farmer in the former Soviet Union used to take fruit for sale. It was not uncommon to see farmers packing rotten fruit along with fresh goods in the same box. So new every farmer knows that the rotten fruit will spoil the fresh fruit if they are packed today. So these peoples are getting their incentives and the in the absence of ownership, they will not enjoy the profit. For the purpose, so many changes occurred for the farmers' benefit by the various planning and at present in the vast area of the land cultivation rules changed. Okay. Who merely collected land revenue from the actual tiller of the soil without contributing towards improvements to the farm. The low productivity of the agriculture sector caused India to import goods from the USA and equity in the agriculture called land reforms, which primarily refer to change in the ownership of the land holdings. I said that in the past time period, in the colonial time period, rule time period, people who have the real owner, their real uh, rights and ownership has transferred to the landlord. Partially also that has transferred to the landlord. But after the land reform, it has changed. Just a year after independence, steps were taken to abolish intermediaries and to make the tillers the owners of land. The idea behind this move was that ownership of land would give incentives to the tillers to invest in making improvement provided sufficient capital was made available. Okay, so this type of system changed by the rules and policies. Land ceiling was another policy to promote equity in the agriculture sector. Land ceiling means what? Fixing the maximum size. That means after a particular size, a person cannot be owner. But size, land size has fixed for the ownership by an individual person. So the purpose of the land ceiling was to reduce the concentration of land ownership of land. And this rule, only few people have a large land ownership. So with the help of the land ceiling rule, individual persons cannot get a large size of the cannot owner of a large size of the land. This has rule our policy started by our government. The abolition of intermediators meant that some 200 lakh tenants come into direct contact with the government. They were thus freed with from being exploited by the jamidars. Jamidars, that means what? Landlord. The ownership conference to tenants gave them the incentives to increase output and this contributed to growth in agriculture sector. Because before this rule, before this land reform, a person who has owner, that person also doing all type of cultivation work on that land. Instead of that person got only a few part of the crop, ready crop. Only he got or she got only a very few part of the crop. A large part of the ready crop has collected by the Jamida. And that is the very exploited policy which has started by the Britishers and colonial rules in our India, which has totally changed by the new economy, new land reforms and policies. The goal of the equity was not fully served by abolition of intermediaries. In the some areas, the former Jamidas continued to own large areas of land by the making use of some loopholes in the legislation. Loopholes, that means what? What do you mean by the loopholes? Loopholes, that means what type of weak points in the policy or rule which has started by the government. These are loopholes, weak points. Okay. So this owner of the land or tillers got ownership of the land. The poorest of the agricultural laborers, such as sharecroppers, croppers, and landless laborers, did not benefit from the land reforms because their condition has seen before and after this revolution. The land selling legislation also faced hurdles. The big landlords challenged the legislation in the courts and delay its implementation because they were not ready to transfer a big size of land from there to these landers, marginal farmers, marginal landless laborers. They are not ready to transfer their a large size of the land to this type of needy people. So the they have challenged to court for this ownership and they delay its implementation. They use its delay to register their land in the name of close relatives. They just transfer. Suppose I am owner of the land, okay, a big size of the land, and in that revolution, a single individual cannot the owner of a big size of the land. So what he has done, what type of this landlords done? They changed their ownership to their relatives, like my son, my husband, and my sister-in-law, my brother-in-law, like that, and my daughters, and my other relatives. I will transfer my ownership of that land to other my relatives. So an individual person will get not a large size of the land, and it has ownership transfer to other person. So the legislation also had a lot of loopholes. What rules regulations started by the government, it has also a big loopholes, lot of loopholes, and which were exploited by the big landholders to return their land again. Land reforms were successful in Kerala and West Bengal. In those two states only it has the success because these states had government and committed to the policy of land to the till. Unfortunately, other states did not have the same level of the commitment and vast inequality in the land holding continues to this day also. It present also few people have a large size of the land and these laborers who are doing the work on this land, they have not a single piece of the land. Why? Because of already they exploited during the Britishers time period, during colonial time period, and during this time period also they are exploiting by the Jamidars and other peoples. It presents this type of Jamidar system has already finished, but instead of that, in the many backward areas, rural areas, a person who has the large size of the land, already he has got the loopholes of this legislation system, and due to that reason, he has transferred his ownership to other relatives. Instead of that, he has a big size of the land, and due to that reason, few peoples have a large size of the land and many marginal farmers and needy farmers have no a single piece of land. And they are also doing this type of laboring work on this land. Next one is the Green Revolution. What do we mean by the Green Revolution? Green Revolution at the independence, about 75% of the country's population was dependent on agriculture. Productivity in the agricultural sector was very low because of the use of all technology and the absence of required infrastructure for the vast majority of the farmers. India's agriculture largely depends on the monsoon. And if the monsoon fell short, the farmers were in trouble unless they had access to irrigation facilities, which very few had. The restriction in the agriculture during the colonial rules was permanently broken by the Green Revolution. Okay. This referred to a large increase in the production of food grains resulting from the use of high yield variety seeds. That means we seed have power to produce more and more production of the same crop for wheat and rice. Because that time we have a scarcity of the after independence also we have a scarcity of the food grains. So due to that reason, with the help of the Green Revolution, our government has started the policy of the Green Revolution, and with the help of that, we have our farmer got the high yield variety seeds, especially for the wheat and rice. The use of the seeds required the use of fertilizers and pesticides in the correct quantity as well as regularly supply of the water. The application of these inputs in correct proportion is vital. The farmer also who could benefit from high yield variety seeds required reliable irrigation facilities as well as the financial resources to purchase these fertilizers and the pesticides. As a result, in the first phase of the Green Revolution, 1970, the use of 1960 up to mid 1970, the use of high yield seed was restricted to the more affluent states such as Punjab, Andhra Pradesh, and Tamil Nadu. Further, the use of high yield variety seeds primarily benefited the wheat growing regions only. In the second phase of the Green Revolution, when second phase of the Green Revolution started, 1970 to mid 1980, second Green Revolution phase started. The high yield technology is spared to the large number of the state that benefited more variety of the crops, not only for the wheat and rice, for other varieties also. The spread of Green Revolution technology enabled India to achieve self-sufficient in the food grains. Okay. India no longer had to be at the mercy of America or any other nation for meeting its food requirement. Growth in agriculture output is important, but it is not enough. Now at present we have achieved our growth in the agriculture sector, but now also it is not enough. We have requirement to increase its production also. If a large proportion of this increase in the agriculture sector, then only it will be consumed by the farmers themselves instead of the being sold in the market. Because of whatever production they have done, it should be sold in the proper market and then only they can get the benefit. Because we know they have whatever commodity they are producing, these farmers were not have the nearby market to sell this product. Only mediators are getting benefit, and due to that reason, market also provide to them, and price also decided by the government to sell their ready crop in the proper market. Nearby market only they can sell by the government decided prices. So the higher output can make a difference to the economy. The portion of agriculture produce which is sold in the market by the farmers is called marketed surplus. What is called marketed surplus? For example, a farmer produces 25 quintal of wheat. 25 quintal of wheat he cannot consume. So what he can say, he will do, he will use 5 quintal of wheat for his day-to-day needs, and surplus, marketed surplus is 20 quintal of wheat. So he can sell in the market. A good proportion of the rice and wheat produced during the Green Revolution period as marketed surplus was sold by the farmers in the market. As a result, the farmers' price of the food waste declined relatively to other items of the consumption. The low income groups also can be purchased this type of goods and they can get benefit, they can satisfy their requirements. And while the nation has immensely benefit from the green revolution with the help of the technology and new type of pesticides, high yield variety seeds also used by them, and our nation has got that. And one such risk was the possibility that is would increase the disparity between the small and big farmers. Since only the big farmers, big farmers could afford the required inputs, thereby repeating most of the benefits of the green revolution. Moreover, this big farmers only got most benefit, but this small farmers have not got 100% benefit, but these are getting benefit. Okay, so it is very essential to increase and attract the technology in the to the small farmers so for increase the agriculture production. Next one I will discuss next date. Okay, from the next page, we will discuss from the 26th page number. Next day, I hope you got it. And you have to revise same topic at your home and complete our all type of question answer. Thank you, friends. If you have any query and any doubt, personally message me. You have this number, my number also complete number to discuss. I will solve your query and questions. If you have any type of doubt without any type of hesitancy, please you message me. I will solve. Thank you very much. Revise same topic at your home. Thank you. We will meet again in the next video. Thank you. Be happy. Be safe.